It's not, he has to be master of all. Okay. Then he is a maintainer of systems, conceptual integrity, systems, conceptual integrity, बहुत high, very hard word है ये, very hard word. Do you understand this? Integrity is honesty. System means both a set of people, a set of hardware, software, everything comprises a system. So the honesty has to be maintained by the architect. Okay? How difficult to find a person, you see. Systems conceptual integrity, whatever concept you are having to maintain the integrity, he is the maintainer. He maintains that. How hard, how difficult to get a person like this. Part of team, कौन है, क्या है? Set of people with complementary skills. Skills which are complementary to each other. माने बराबर नहीं होना मांगता है. Different person work different way. Similar नहीं, different skills. Committed to have a common purpose, common objective. सबकी एक निगाहें. Common purpose, common goal, common approach. एक कॉमन रास्ते में हम लोग चलेंगे, बेस्ट सॉफ्टवेयर निकाल के दिखा देंगे. ये कॉमन गोल, कॉमन पर्पस, कॉमन अप्रोच, all have. But the people are having complementary skills. One is expert in networking, one is expert in hardware, one is expert in Java code debugging, one is expert in Python code debugging, one is expert in different interlinking, message passing. So with complementary skills, people join together to have a common purpose, common goal, common approach. Hold each other accountable. Any problem, the problem is subdivided among each other and each one is accountable for the quality of the job. Life of architect is a long series of locally subordinate decisions made partly in the dark. आप देख रहे हो कितना बढ़िया सेंटेंस. आर्किटेक्ट जो है, जो कि मास्टर है, 40 बंदा की बॉस है, he takes the decision made in the dark, उम्मीद करके हाँ ये सही होगा. He expects, he feels, he out of his experience, his expertise, ये उम्मीद करते हैं, उम्मीदें पर वो आगे बढ़ते हैं. He takes a decision made partly in the dark. Future में क्या होगा पता नहीं, but he takes a decision today based on his past experience, past skills, past knowledge. So he takes a decision that future में ये बढ़िया काम करेगा, बढ़िया. फ्यूचर में जो कि अभी पता नहीं, फ्यूचर अंधेरा है. So he takes the decision which is mostly in the dark. Outcome is in the dark. Sometimes कभी धोखा भी आ जाता है, sometimes painful, sometimes successful. So how hard the life of the architect. Okay, अभी देखो बढ़िया. अभी just you see what are the expected skill from him. क्या उनसे जो उनको हायर करता है, माइक्रोसॉफ्ट हायर किया एक बड़ा आर्किटेक्ट को, क्या उनसे उम्मीद क्या करते हैं? He should be an expert in software development. Oh, Python, Java, any language का ऊपर जो सॉफ्टवेयर डेवलप होती है, he must be an expert, real expert. कहीं पर भी कोई गलतियां फटाक से he can catch. He should be domain expert. डोमेन मतलब मैंने दिया किसको एक पोर्ट का ऊपर काम दिया, he should be an expert in the port. मैं दिया एक एयरपोर्ट का ऊपर, he should be an expert in the airport area. मैं दिया स्टॉक का ऊपर, he should be an expert in the stock, how stock market is being maintained. So he should be an expert in that domain to guide the different developers. He is a good communicator. अच्छी प्यार से बात करता है, communicate. He communicates very softly, very friendly with the group. 30-40 persons, think of 5 बंदों से झगड़ा हो जाता है, but he communicates very softly. He is a strategist. फ्यूचर में क्या मैं प्लान बनाऊंगा, what type of strategy, what type of steps I will fix up. He keeps everything ready as on today. Strategist. फ्यूचर की प्लानिंग, स्कीम्स में क्या अडॉप्ट करूंगा, what type of schemes I will adopt. He is a consultant. That means he gives advice to all the people working in the team. He is a consultant. You can freely meet him. A doctor is a consultant. We meet a doctor whom we call that he is a consultant. He gives us guidance to get rid of our problem. He is a consultant. He is a leader. Any type of problem, he takes the lead. He is a technologist. Technology means both hardware as well as software. He is an expert in that. What type of networking needed, what type of hardware infrastructure needed. He is an expert. He is a cost estimator. आप देखे ना, ये जो डीसी में बोल रहा था, in the formal requirement, सी में क्या है, फर्स्ट सी है कंपिटिटर, नेक्स्ट सी जो सेकंड सी कंस्ट्रेंट्स. कंस्ट्रेंट में पहला कंस्ट्रेंट कॉस्ट. ऐसा जो whatever you see the dream, things are not available, so you have to all the time optimize. मिनिमम कॉस्ट में कैसे मैं काम चलाऊं. मेरे को 50 आदमी एक्चुअली जरूरत है, लेकिन पैसा नहीं. आई हैव टू मैनेज विथ 45. हाउ आई कैन मैनेज? ही कैन एस्टिमेट द कॉस्ट, मैनेज विद द cost available, with the amount available with him. He is a cheerleader. Cheerleader मतलब सबको खुशी दिलाता है. If Pratik and Asutosh land into conflict, he brings cheers in their mind. भाई झगड़ा छोड़ो छोड़ो, ये काम कर दो छोड़ो दो. He takes both of them to the restaurant and gives a cup of coffee, and then the problem is solved. Okay, हाथ मिलाओ, चलो चलो चलो. So he is a cheerleader, सबको खुशी रखता है. Just you see, he is a politician. कभी पॉलिटिक्स की बात करके somehow he is able to solve the problem or get the support from the top boss. Then he is a salesperson. He is able to sell the product to the manager. Manager को convince करके बोलता है, yes, मेरा product best है, इससे बढ़िया हो ही नहीं सकता है. So he is a good salesperson. So you see कितना character उसका बंदा को रखना पड़ेगी. What type of characters he should have? 11 character. एक सक्सेसफुल बंदा के लिए 11 character चाहिए. Then only he can become a top architect. 11 characters. I will tell you each one how they are important. This chapter tells about this individual human character, how they are so much important for a successful software development. Okay, 11 character. It should be always in your tip of your tongue. A question usually comes on this. Okay. So blending this skill set, सारे को blend करना, जैसे ग्राइंडर ब्लेंडर होता है ना, सारे को मिला देता है. So blending the skill set is very difficult. माने एक बंदा का पास 11 कैरेक्टर रहेगा, is very difficult. may need different people and skills based on, अगर नहीं मिलेगा तो we have to keep different people, but we always try to get a person having all these 11 characters. So लेकिन मिलती नहीं है, it's very hard. भगवान इतना 11 कैरेक्टर को मिला करके पैदा नहीं करते हैं. God is very unkind. So क्या होती है, कुछ कुछ पार्ट करके लोग रखा जाता है. What? Characteristics of project and domain. एक पोर्ट एरिया के जो एक्सपर्ट है उनको आर्किटेक्ट किया जाता है. एक डोमेन का बेसिस पर एक एक्सपर्ट चुना जाता है. लाइफ साइकिल फेज, लाइफ साइकिल मतलब वही जो एनालिसिस डिजाइन के लिए एक बंदा, इम्प्लीमेंटेशन के लिए एक बंदा, टेस्टिंग के लिए एक. लाइफ साइकिल की जो 3 फेज है. ओके, टाइप ऑफ आर्किटेक्चर, व्हाट टाइप ऑफ आर्किटेक्चर के लिए हम लोग बनाना चाहते हैं. व्हाट एंटरप्राइज है या प्रोडक्ट लाइन है या पर्टिकुलर प्रोडक्ट के लिए हम लोग बना रहे थे, तो उस हिसाब से हम लोग we identify the architecture and try to recruit him for the purpose, because we don't get a blended person. 11 characters चाहिए, but we don't get in the society. So we try to yes. Hello.
Yes, sir, we can hear you, sir.
Okay, fine. Okay. So in many places what happens, there is a distinction between a senior architect को रखा जाता है, उसका अंडर में जूनियर आर्किटेक्ट रखा जाता है. And we divide the job among themselves. A senior architect, then junior architect. Then we distinguish the assignment. Acha. Each architect should possess some subset of the above skills. जो junior senior जो architect हम लोग recruit करते हैं, क्योंकि एक बंदा मिलती नहीं है, कुछ divide कर देते हैं 11 जो skill जरूरत है. अच्छा, what architects are usually not in a period, we usually don't keep this type of persons. Fully developer ho, though they may prototype their ideas, मैंने डेवलपर खास ओनली डेवलपर बंदा को आर्किटेक्ट रखा नहीं जाता है. हालांकि although they are able to build the prototype and show the sample to the team, but only डेवलपर का एक्सपर्ट डेवलपिंग नॉलेज में उसको आर्किटेक्ट रखा नहीं जाता है. नॉट. और जो मैनेजर है जो कि फॉन्ट्स ला सकता है, मैनेजर नॉन टेक्निकल पर्सन, उनको भी रखा नहीं जाता है. स्मॉल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में कभी कभी रखा जाता है, बिकॉज दे कैन गेट द फंड्स, दे आर कॉस्ट एस्टिमेटर्स, दे आर गुड इन नॉन टेक्निकल एरियाज. Just 1 minute. Just let this. Yes, Dr. Gopalan. Yeah, good afternoon. Yeah, good evening. I'm taking a class. I will call you back. Today evening, I will call you back. Yes, please. Yeah. So we usually don't get a person having 11 characters. So we usually keep a higher level architect than lower level architect, like that. Okay. So the first one, from the 11 characters, the first character, he should be a software development expert. He should understand the nuances of software, details of software development. He should understand क्या उसकी प्रिंसिपल क्या है, मेथड्स टेक्निक्स क्या है, मेथोडोलॉजीज क्या है, टूल्स क्या यूज करना मांगता है. So he should understand those things. Need not be world-class software programmer. He should not be very the best, but he should have a proper knowledge in that. Should understand the ramifications of architectural choices. Ramifications means alternatives or impact of the choices which architect you are accepting. What are this impact of the alternative? But they should not live in ivory tower. That means ज्यादा wishful नहीं होना जरूरी है. That should हाँ ये बना लूंगा, ये बना लूंगा, ये बना लूंगा. Ivory tower, it's a good phrase. वो ज्यादा सपना देखता है. जैसे मुंगेरी लाल के हसीन सपने. He lives in the ivory tower. ज्यादा ही सपना. He should not be like that. Some architectural choices constrain implementation options. ऐसा कुछ है, कुछ आर्किटेक्चर हम लोग अगर पकड़े तो इंप्लीमेंट करना डिफिकल्ट हो जाता है, कंस्ट्रेन करता है. इट कंस्ट्रेन्स. if at all we pick up something very hi-fi, it may be hard for implementation. Some implementation level techniques and tools contain architectural choices. He should understand कौन सी इम्प्लीमेंटेशन लेवल टेक्निक एंड टूल में पकड़ूं या ना पकड़ूं, कंस्ट्रेन मेरे को किस में बेनिफिट और किस में एडवांटेज. ही शुड अंडरस्टैंड दैट. ही इज एन एक्सपर्ट. he is an expert in the software development. So these are the things expected from him. Okay. Architects are the domain expert. ये जो मैं बोला डोमेन माने मैंने जो असाइनमेंट दिया है जितेंद्र गोरा को जॉब पोर्टल की. जॉब पोर्टल में क्या क्या जरूरत है, ऑस्ट्रेलिया में कौन सी जॉब जरूरत है, इंडिया से कैसे मैं भेज सकूं. So he should have all the knowledge about Australia as well as India. So likewise, okay, प्रतीक जायसवाल को वॉलमार्ट में इतना सारा स्टोर है, कैसे मैं कार से लेके सेफ्टी पिन तक मैं कैसे कहां पर स्टॉक करके रख सकूं. I can get at the time of need. So he should have knowledge about the particular domain. So the nonsense are, what are the requirement? He should be a matured one. He should be a stable one. And he should know about the profile of the system user. माने आप उनका नीचे जो बंदे काम करेंगे, system user, he has to guide them. So he should be well aware of the profile of the system user. बंदा कौन कौन मेरा अंडर में काम करेंगे, how expert they are. I should be able to guide them. He should be aware of it. May greatly affect selected and development architectural solutions by distribution, scale, and evolvability. His expertise sometimes affect what he picks up. जैसे what type of distribution technique he is adopting. In next semester, you will study the distributed architecture. So how he is distributing the software requirements to the different levels, what type of scale he is adopting. Scale means future में extend करने के लिए what type of opportunity he is fixing, what type of evolvability, the same thing, how the software can evolve, what type of planning he is making, requires artifacts that model problem space, not solution space. What are the objects he should consider? Artifacts means the objects that he should consider to solve a particular problem. He should not bother for the solution. He should first consider what is the problem and what are the key parameters in the problem which I should consider to get a solution. So this is the second one. Then the team. As I told, team, people, role and team. So here it is telling team. Team needs balance and shared vocabulary. So the members in the team, the members should be properly balanced. They should not fight among themselves. And they should share their knowledge among themselves. Too little domain knowledge. They should not be picked who do not have a wider domain knowledge. So that type of team should not be considered. The team must have some knowledge about the domain. They should not be considered having little software engineering knowledge. They should have some knowledge about software engineering. Software engineering means how to plan, how to design, how to write the code, how to do the testing. They should have proper knowledge. So the team should be identified with this type of person. They should have proper knowledge how to share the information among themselves. No shared vocabulary. They should share the vocabulary, the information available with the team, they should share. Then only if you get a group of people having this type of mindset, then only your team can be a good one. The last is a good one. These are the all three not good for the team. But this is a team which is having all the three, first, second, third, all combined, and it's a good one. Then the team, what the no shared vocabulary, it leads to communication. Architects act as a communicator. The chief architect acts as a communicator. He communicates his plan or scheme to the lower level. Half of his job is a communicator. So architecture, he communicates. So architecture helps to communicate the phases of development. So half of his job is communication. He should be a good and very pleasing personality he should have. Personality का मतलब क्या है? Personality. What do you mean by personality? Andrila?
Yes, sir.
What do you mean by the personality?
So personality means the way we want to present ourselves.
The way we want to. Yeah, very good, very good. Yeah. What, you know the meaning of persona? Persona means mask. Okay. So, you know, in some fair, they sell some mask where you look like a tiger, you look like a monkey, you look like some sort of animal, something like that. In the some sort of mela or fair, things are available, right? Have you seen? Andrila?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. You must have seen those type of masks people
Yes.
sell, and the boys, the little boys, they purchase the mask and they put on. Yeah. So those type of masks are called actually the persona. So once they put on a mask, they present themselves as a tiger, as a monkey. So personality is that via media to present yourself. Internally something else, but externally you present your plan of action. So his personality should be pleasing enough to communicate his required phases of architecture to the members of the team. So he must listen to stakeholders' concern. He must listen. Not that आधा सुन के झगड़ा में निपट जाऊं. No, he should first listen. He should explain the architecture to the team members. He should negotiate the compromises. Yes, he should negotiate. Negotiate means some of the team members may be more wise than the architect. They may give a better comment. Sir, please do this. It will give you a better output. Sure. Then the architect tells, no, out of my 20 years experience, I know the output will not be good. Then he will tell, no, sir, I have the experience on this particular type of problem. So there is a negotiation. And that should not lead to any sort of unhappy ending. So it needs a good communication skill among the different members of the team. Good in what? Good in writing. Your writing should be very polite. You should be very good in speaking in a very polite, pleasing way, and very well in presenting. You are presenting the PPT. I tell all the time, left-hand side some text, right-hand side some pictures or diagrams or anything, so that the presentation becomes pleasing to the viewer. So he should be good in this. Okay, just you see 11 characters. This communication is a big thing. How he communicates, because this is the major area of the architect. Architects communicate with managers, developers, and other lower level architects. So with managers, what they do? Managers are mostly the non-technical people. Must relay key messages. Architecture is useful and important because they are the people, they sanction the funds, money for the purpose. So they explain the useful, important for the system. It ensures support throughout the project. We require your support all the time. Don't stop funding in between. Then ensure support. Then must listen to concerns. Who are the concerns? They must listen. What are the concerns? Cost. Cost is a big thing. The manager usually don't get sufficient funds. So they need to convince other people that yes, it is a requirement, and time usually goes on. As I told, 3 to 4 years, nobody will go on giving you financial support for 3 to 4 years. But they have to accept that yes, it takes 3 to 4 years. So these are the people who deals with. So managers. So architects communicates with the managers. Then developers. Developers are who? The technical people. Convince them that the architecture is effective. Whatever we have planned, it is good for the development purpose. It's a technical part. Justify the local suboptimal choices. They have to justify. Listen to problems. What are the problems? Sir, we don't have this tool. Sir, we do not know this method, how to apply. Sir, we don't have any choice in designing this. So he has to listen to the problems identified by the developers or the technical group. And other junior level architects. Who are the junior level? They ensure conceptual integrity. So under junior level architect, a group of persons work. So whatever the job they get, they try to integrate. The different architects integrate different outputs. Then ensure desired system properties and evolution. What are the different system properties? It should work properly. They should ensure. Okay? So these are the junior level architects that do that. They also communicate with system engineers. They are the hardware engineers, system engineers. They communicate, they coordinate requirements and solutions, explain how architecture addresses key concerns. They are the hardware persons. Then they communicate with customers, because the customers waiting for 3 to 4 years, they get mad. So they have to satisfy the customer. So they get the needs from the customer, then communicate with the customers that yes, it takes time, this much cost and time is needed. So he has to communicate with the customers. Then with the users, who will be the end users? What is the difference between customers and users? Who? Rishabh, Soni, what is the difference between the customers and users?
Sir, a customer is the person who orders for the software, and the users are
Right.
the ones
Right,
which
right.
will use in the end.
Yeah, end means end user, right?
Yes.
Yeah, end user. Yeah. So user identifies the need, he develops the need, then he tells to his manager, and the manager we call him as mostly customer, right? Yeah. Then customers has the overall need from various users. The customers pass on the needs to the architect through the manager of the developing group. They explain the architecture address requirements. This is the customer, their job. So he has to communicate with them. He has to even communicate with the end user who actually uses the software, who has the need, who places the need before the customer. So he is the person having the need for it. So he talks with who? Architect talks with the user to determine the need. He talks with users to explain how architecture is going to solve your problem, and listens to the problem in detail. Then he talks with the marketeers. For example, as software has come to the market, it has to be sold through the different marketing group. मान लो कि Walmart is going to sell some software. So the developer has to convince the Walmart, that is the marketeer, you sell it, you will have good profit. There is heavy demand in it. So he has to communicate with the marketeers, get help or set goals and directions. He fixes up the goals and directions, how things will be sold. Explain how architecture addresses marketing objective, how your software is going to meet the objective of the marketing group. So you see, he is the person, half of his job is communication. So all these are human skill. After 15-20 years of experience, you will land into this job. The company will totally depend on your all these skill. So next is, out of 11, this is the middle one. He is a strategist who fixes up the plans for the future. Strategy. Developing elegant architecture is not enough. The technology is only part of picture. Architecture must be right for the organizer. So it must be the right one for the organization for which it is being developed. Must fit the organization's business strategy. For example, TCS is building a software for Bombay Municipal Corporation, BMC. So TCS is building a software for BMC, Bombay Municipal Corporation. So TCS, that software must fit the business strategy of Bombay Municipal Corporation, must understand the rationale, the logic behind developing the software. What are the different business practices adopted by that particular company? What are the planning cycles? In planning, there are different phases. They do this thing first, then this next thing. What are the cycles of phases? Then what are the decisions they take? So the strategist, as a strategist, the architect has to understand this. Okay? Must also be aware of competitors. Bombay Municipal Corporation, BMC, wants a software. TCS wants to catch it. So TCS, before catching it, should understand who are my competitor. Who are, as I told, DC. The second point, C stands for competitor. You have to understand, to catch a market, who are your competitor? DC, second point. So here the second point. You must be aware of competitors' products. Who are my competitors? Whatever product they are making, whatever strategy they are following, whatever processes they are adopting. So they should know. The architect must know all these things. Then only he can guide the team. Okay. He is a consultant. As I told, doctor is a consultant who can give a solution to your problem. So he is like a doctor. He must recognize developers as their primary customer. The developers are their primary customers. Developers' goal do not match architects, but the developers, whatever they develop, they do not match the goal of the architect. They do not match. Not focused in making architects successful. They focus on, the consultants focus on satisfying functional, quality, and scheduling requirements. This is the job of the consultant. So as the architect, he should study all these things. What is the functional requirement? What is the quality requirement? Functional means those the DC. Quality means these 6 parameters, non-functional quality. And scheduling requirement. Scheduling means which job to be done when, one after another. Schedule. I think PERT chart has been told to you, na? PERT chart, PERT, PERT CPM. Yudhishthira sir has taught you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Scheduling is done by PERT CPM. So, which job to be done when? So, an architect is supposed to see how much expert he should be. Functional means DC. Quality means those non-functional parameters. Complexity, agility, or LITY characters. So, then is subsystems for which they are responsible. So, for whom I am responsible? What are the subsystems? So, he should understand that. Okay. Then, again, it's a continuation of consulting. What is that? They must be convinced to learn, adhere to, and effectively leverage architecture by architects need to make this task reasonably easy. Because it's a large team. Each team, the members should have the character to learn, to adhere to. And instead of principle they are fixing up, they should adhere to, not deviate. Then document and report architecturally relevant modification. Any sort of modification in a group, they fix up, they document it and stick to that. Adhere to. Architects need to make clear what is architecturally relevant. So out of consultation, they identify what is actually relevant we should do in that area. Where are the load-bearing walls? In a civil engineering, we usually build the wall on the where the first floor wall is there. We build the wall on that area where the first floor wall is there in the second floor. So these are the load-bearing walls, not in any other space, because it won't be able to take the load. The roof won't be able to take the load. So where is the location of the load-bearing walls? So it is very much related to civil engineering. Okay. Then architects as a leader. He is a leader. लीडर हम लोग का जो पॉलिटिक्स वाला क्लास 10, 12 पढ़ने वाला इस तरह का नहीं. राहुल साहू, तुम्हारा राहुल गांधी कितना पढ़ाई क्या है? क्लास 10. So he should be a real leader, technical leader. Technically, he should be very strong. based on knowledge and achievement. He should be technically very strong based on his past knowledge and past achievement. Command respect by his ideas. इसका knowledge इतना है कि सब उसको respect देते हैं. Command respect by his ideas, by his expertise, by his words, by actions. You see, he is a respectable person. Cannot rely on position in organization chart. He doesn't bother for any position, but everybody gives respect to him. Must do so without managerial authority. He doesn't bother for मेरे को ये चाहिए वो चाहिए. It doesn't bother. He should have the mindset to do everything without having any authority. What a respectable man he is, you see. He ensures that design decisions, guidelines and rules are followed. He ensures. He sees that all the decisions, whatever we have taken, everything is followed perfectly. To improve productivity, quality, he injects new ideas. सबका मन में घुसाते हैं. He injects new ideas, solutions and techniques, mentor newcomers and junior people, make decisions, help ensure their implementation, enlist help of others in doing so. So this is the job. He does it as a leader. Then he is a technically strong. You see, he is a technologist. He is strong in object-oriented and component-based information system development. All your UML, it should be very strong, component-based. Then understand fundamental technology. क्या fundamental है? What is the operating system? What is the networking requirement? What is the middleware? What is the security features? What are the databases needed? How the GUI works? You should be expert in that. Then keep on top trends. आजकल के जमाने की क्या जरूरत है? Urba, COM/DCOM, Java Beans, UML, XML. He should be thorough in these areas also, in the present day trends, trending. Then he should have expertise in system modeling. System modeling means overall architecture. जैसे तुम लोग reference architecture बनाते हो, he should be expert in that. System modeling, architecture trade-off analysis. क्या रखूं क्या ना रखूं, trade-off. He should be. I'll keep this thing. I'll remove this thing. He should be expert. Trying architectural solutions to system requirement. Any system की जो जरूरत है, he can build the architecture. So he should be thorough in technology. Then he is a cost estimator. So cost, कैसे मैं minimize करूं मेरी expenditure. Must understand financial ramifications. Ramifications means outcomes from the alternatives of architectural choices. Ramification, very good word. It's a green field versus brown field development. What is that green field? What is that brown field? कोई बता सकता है? Anybody? Jitendra? Jitendra?
Yes, sir.
बोलो, what is green field? What is brown field?
Sir, it depends on context, na?
Yeah, depends on context. Yeah. And depends on context. Context means ये बेसिकली जो देहात में जो खेती वगैरह करते हैं उसी से लिया गया है. अभी कुछ दिन पहले खेती वगैरह हुई थी, जो हम लोग का फील्ड दिख रहा था पूरा ग्रीन, बिकॉज ऑफ द ग्रीन प्लांटेशंस. ग्रीन धान की जो पैडी की जो छोटा छोटा प्लांट है वो ग्रीन दिखता है. then in brown field sometimes it is referred to, it depends on the type of concept one is taking sometimes brown field कभी कभी लिया जाता है कि खेती काटने का बाद जो फील्ड ब्राउन दिखती है खेती काटने का बाद, या तो कभी कभी इट आल्सो गिव्स अ मीनिंग ऑफ ब्राउन मींस when the paddy is ripe or wheat is ripe. Mostly brown means काटने का बाद, मतलब कि nothing has been done in that field. Okay, so something is done, something is not done. Green field, brown field. Okay, brown field मतलब field is brown, not being utilized for granary. Okay, cost of COTS adoption. COTS adoption means any sort of software, if at all I am chota module, I get it from other small companies, purchase it and fix it in my software. That is common of the self. Self को क्या, what do you call? Self में रखा गया है, मैं उठा के लाऊं and I plug in to my software. Okay, commonly available of the self. Okay, cost of development for reuse. अगर कोई पोर्ट की एक सब मॉड्यूल कुछ है, आई एम रीयूजिंग इट फॉर एयरपोर्ट. सो ये रीयूज में क्या कॉस्ट ऑफ डेवलपमेंट आती है? मैं नया बनाऊं एयरपोर्ट के लिए, या तो उसी को थोड़ी सी मॉडिफाई करके कर दूं. Which one will be beneficial for me? Cost of development for reuse. Company's financial stability and position in marketplace. Financially, how much the company is stable. So he should understand that. Stable माने जो stock market, आपकी जो दोस्त एक टॉपिक ले रखा है, you will tell कौन है स्टॉक मार्केट का, किसका? Who has got the stock market? Stock market कौन है? ये राहुल. हाँ, राहुल का है, राहुल साहू. Okay, so they get some money from the market. From the market, they call it IPO, right? Initial purchase offer. They float some stock and collect the money from the market. अगर कंपनी का ऊपर लोगों की impression अच्छी है, then only they deposit money for the company. So up to what extent the company is financially strong and what position it has in the marketplace, then only it can get some money from the market. So all these things the architect is supposed to know. Technologically superior solution is not always the most appropriate one. कोई एकदम हाई-फाई बनाने से वो मार्केट में सेल नहीं होएगा. Impact on cost and schedule. अगर ज्यादा हाई-फाई हो जाएगा तो कॉस्ट बढ़ जाएगी, शेड्यूल भी बढ़ जाएगी. तो ये उनको नॉलेज रहना मांगता है. He is supposed to know all these things. Quick approximate cost estimations are often sufficient. Detailed cost estimation techniques can be applied once set of candidate solution is narrowed down. He should have knowledge about overall approximate knowledge. ये में इतना खर्चा होगा. Detail में he can narrow down and do it later on, but he should have overall knowledge. Okay. Then as a cheerleader, you must be very aware. Anybody knows about cheerleader? Jitendra, cricket में cheerleader सब cheer करते हैं ना? What they do? If any team is going to lose, so the cheerleaders make that team happy. Oh, you are going to win again. Don't be unhappy. That's the job of the cheerleader. Cricket match में usually cheerleaders are there. You are very much acquainted with the word. Okay? तो cheerleader का मतलब कि किसी को दुखी ना करने का. Especially needed in long, large, complex projects. because it takes a long time. People lose their hopes. Oh, ये खत्म ही नहीं हो रहा है. Long, large project में people slowly become mostly impatient. So as a cheerleader, भाई हो जाएगा, 2 दिन मेहनत करो ना जी, हो जाएगा, क्यों आप घबरा रहे हो? So he should make everybody, keep everybody in a good spirit. Development teams work in trenches on small subsets of projects. उसको तोड़ के small subsets of project में they work. Managers lose sight of overall project goals. So what happens? The architect gives job to small teams. आप ये करो, ये करो, ये करो. But the whole team is not able to get the sight. ये कब पूरा खत्म होगा? पूरा. They do not get. So they lose sight. They get impatient. Last line जो, they get impatient from long wait. एक के बाद एक architect काम दे ही रहा है, खत्म नहीं हो रहा है. They get impatient. I told 3 to 4 years, 30 to 40 persons. He goes on giving, छोटा छोटा काम देते रहता है. He goes on giving. So he must maintain high level vision with necessary details sprinkled in, convince better different stakeholders of architecture. क्या? He has to convince the people. सारे stakeholder को he has to convince. ये मेरी खासियत है. ये this is the beauty of my software. The software will be utilized by this people. Utility. It is adaptable. It can be adapted to this type of environment. It has this impact in the technological impact. It has a financial impact. ये इतना gain होगा, ये cost आएगा, ये gain होगा इतना. So he should be able to convince. As a cheerleader, सबको स्माइलिंग फेस में ये सबको जितना ही स्टेक होल्डर है सबको he is supposed to convince, keep the troops morale high. Morale means सबकी सोच. We are going to get the best product. Sure, आपको दुखी नहीं होने का. चलो, let us laugh and smile. Sure, he keeps everybody morale high. So this is the architect. Okay. Then he acts as a politician. What is the job of his? As a politician, must get organization players committed to architecture. As a politician, he keeps everybody committed to सारे काम में लगे रहो. हम लोग बढ़िया काम कर रहे हैं. We will get a very good output. He is a politician. He must do a lot of influencing themselves. सबको ये influence करके he keeps. Find out who the key players are. He keeps the key players identified. Find out what they want. The key players sometimes they have little bit different expectation of, as I told, some sort of reward in any form. So as a politician, he has to satisfy them. Find out the organization behind the organization. What is the organization? इसका पीछे क्या कौन support कर रहे हैं ये software development को. You have to find out. Then you have to satisfy them also. So they continuously listen to all these stakeholders. They continuously work in a network. He continuously articulates the problem. क्या problem की different parameters है. He sells his vision. उनकी जो vision है, he goes on selling to the different stakeholders. He sees the problem from multiple viewpoints, from multiple angles. He sees the problem. Okay. Then, you see, these are the human characters. He is a salesperson. He sells his vision, overall vision. It sells technological solution. He sells key properties of architecture. He sells key properties of eventual system that architecture will directly enable. He identifies the cost. and schedule profile, how long which activity takes, schedule, importance of sticking to architecture, what is the importance, and what are the penalties if we do not do, this is the penalty we will face. So this is a salesperson. So these are the 11 characters he should have. Very difficult to get a person having 11 characters. So usually the architect is again a team. 2-3 persons join hands and they work in a team to do all these things, because a single person getting 11 characters is very hard. Then it's a team. We'll close down. 5:30. We'll close down. It's a very less number of are there, hardly 11 slides are there. I am closing it down. 13 slides are there. 37. Okay, I am closing it down. So we'll meet tomorrow. And tomorrow I'm giving one assignment. That 2 assignments sometimes back I had given, which has not been discussed. So I'll finish, I think maybe half an hour I may take, because I go on talking a lot. I should finish by 20 minutes. So Kulkarni.
Yes, sir. Yes.
So you will be telling on CP tomorrow, okay?
Okay, sir. Okay.
And if time permits, Ranveer,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
prepare on CSP, communication sequential process. It has been given to you, and explain with some
Yes.
example.
Yes, sir.
CP, where CP is applied, where CSP is applied. You talk tomorrow, okay? With
Okay.
example. Prepare properly, use, and make me happy, okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so tomorrow we will see some presentation. Okay, I am closing it down. It's already 5:30, I think. It's already 5:32. Yes, it's already 5:32. I'm closing it down. So we'll meet, and tomorrow will be the last theory class. I'm thinking to close it down today, but I am getting tired of talking so much. So I'm closing it down, and we'll meet. Okay. Bye, students. Bye, students. Hope all are present. I am not checking the attendance. Okay. Bye. Forgetting. Digo que yo le doy. Ya ves. Murau ये रहेगा कंट्रोल नहीं हो मराओ इतनी गदगद नहीं पड़ी आओ सैंपल लेने आओ तो रोईगला कितने टीम रू रोईगला टीम सारी पहले सारी पहले गुप्पालम करण बारंबार रखता इलाना फिर इधर बड़ा मजा और बड़ा टायर है इलाने तो डिजाइन पर दे दो लाभ पुरवा जो इधर वो क्या बैठा इधर इधर कैसा है बुते है लक्ष्मी का लक्ष्मी का लक्ष्मी ऐसा अब करना